I really don't want to be out here. I'm not set up for it. I don't like it out here. I do like it out here. I want to be out here, but I don't want to be out here. At least I want to be outside, but not the outside where I am. Although there's a lot of space, I hear the wires. They're blowing, right? Zzz, all this wire is blowing. So I do not mind being around it just to understand and observe the difference. Then I can know the difference because I will be living in that observation. To the left, I see not the right, but I do see the right, of which my head points towards the west. I look towards the east. I look towards the left. I see more towards the east. I see slightly towards the west. How can my eyes, what is the angle that I see? How long can I look at this angle? Where is the most comfortable position when you are looking? Is it straight forward? Can I actually keep my eye fixated on just one general spot without going all over the place? Do they call that ocular? It's almost like the camera is always following. And when this happens, I was trying to look at a pixel, right? Now I'm always trying to think how do they make the multiple layered artwork and what's going on in that artwork. And you know what? It is so difficult at this moment to find the words to explain to you when one looks at art. I don't know what they see when one observes. You might see what I see. Like, there's a bunch of characters out there, and they call those characters an association of characters. Character. So, is it an actor? Wow, I have to. How do you spell actor? Is it the act? Is it within the character? The HAR, the char. What is the CHAR? Okay. So what happens is in order to have C, you need A between B in order to have C. But in order to have what is B, you need 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Now you have B. Now you go 1 times 1 itself. You have 1 itself. Okay. And you have what is A1. Now you have A and B, but you have 2 of itself because you multiplied itself, but it's within itself. You split itself in half. The A letter can be split in half. The A letter is made up that when you create it over the cells, this is your dictation. This here is dictation. What you can do, what you can't do, and what happens when you do it. When you, that stretched out arm, right? Is it a machine? Like you stretch out your arm, I'll stretch out my arm. You put your arm up, I'll put my arm down. What letters? Well, hold on a second. So, you can cast something. You can cast the hook, jack, line, D and A, and sink her. She must be in sync, right? So we're putting things in sync. And who's Jack? Why did Jack have a hook? Who was Jack? Was it the pirate, right? The pirate, the spirit. The spirit. How come it's not the spear eight? Right? It's the spirit. RIT combination? That's it. Did you see it? It stopped. It's like a whole bunch of race just hitting on each other and just advancing that electric however it works. It's disgusting. But at the same time, I have to think that if I'm in this game, if I enter into a game, right, the elements in the game that are for the game and the elements that are for those who are caught in the game should be able to use these elements for their advantage, whether they're in the offensive or defensive position. One of the things I like to do is observe, learn about what's in the game, understand it. And then when it comes time to using it, it will become an equation like number seven, 7 days a week. 13, you know what it is? 13 is there's one Saturday of Sabbath in between 6 and 6 days. That's 13. Did you know that 076923 times 1, 076923 times 2, 076923 times 3 will be the same thing as 076923, but in a different order? 076923 will be the same numbers as it was as 076923 as it is in a different order. 07692 076 times 2 will equal to what is 0.15 some, but that number, right? If you multiply 076,923 times 2, okay, or times 5, or times 6, or times 7, or times 8, or times 11, it will equal to the same numbers but in a different order as what is 076,923 times 2. So far, are we good with this? 076,923 times 3, 076,923 times 10 added to 076,923 times 3 will equal to 999999. The association algorithm of 13. The algorithm of 13, beginning at what is on a cube 6 sides, is 999,999. Divided by 13 is the same thing as saying 1 divided by 13, because you are the 1 in a million. You know, you're looking, you're saying, oh my God, this is just like, no. This is just a game. But it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It's what's honest. ABC, right? Is it fair? Is it fair to say that everybody knows how to write the ABC right now? In what dimension are you writing the ABC? How large would you like to expand it? And with what reason will you go beyond what is needed? 6 binary repeat. The 616 binary is an association of what is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, in which 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't know when it goes to here. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. I get 32, and 32 is 64. Now I have my 64 qubit, which is what is 4 times 4. 4 to the power of 364, Abraham's house in Trinity. I think it's 3 to the power of 4 and 4 to the power of 3. Hold on a second. 3 times 3, 27 is 81 and 64. The difference is 17 and 9 and 10. 6 and 4 and 1 and 8. I'm going to have to explain that. What it is 3 and 4 is a corridor. It's a plank. If you use the H letter or the A letter, the horizontal going across, same thing. If you want to cross through it with the Z letter and letter, I'm going to show you some art along with the numbers that go along with it, associated, and yes, it can be discussed. Because guess what? I am the skeleton of the observation. It's not the final piece. It's like I'm going to show you all the pieces to the car. I'm going to put it right near the car. I'll draw you out a little picture. You go, it looks beautiful. But when you put the car together and you look at it again, your eyes, these eyes here, right? Have you ever looked at an eye really, really close up under a microscope? But not too good of a microscope, right? There's a certain place in our ocularity, right? I don't know why they do that. Maybe it's what brings all the pixels together. But I once slowed myself down so much. I was in such peace on many of these days back in 21, 22, back in the festivals, the time ever. Because right now, I look into the air before I even see the sky. I see these octagons just stretching their arms out and just connecting to up and down waves, and then they're coming down. Perhaps some are going through the wave according to your numbers, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're counting on top here 1 and down here 9. It's fire, fire, fire. Even though it was the zodiac sign, we're running down to Sagittarius. You know what happens to Sagittarius? Sagittarius jumps right into Pisces. Connected together. There's like a bridge to it. How do I know? Go TTE. Now go ahead and look at number 9 and look at 12. Just 1 second. 9 and 12, you'll see one above the other are red. Okay, you're also going to see what is noted to be in this game, what seems like red, black, red, black, red, black. It's not. Take another look. Use the numbers to a singularity. The numbers of 36, the expansion is the expression of the duplication, perhaps, and creation, 1 between 2 equaling to 3. 3 and 6 is what is 9. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 is 9 and 18, 27. That is that trinity and mirror creation, dot and void. When you have 9 and 12, you will have hold on, 21, 18, 18, 21. Is that what it is? No. Is it 18 and 21? And the next one would be 27 and 30. Okay. So there's 3 areas on the board which replicate what is the 9 and 12 connect. Remember the 9 months of birth for the 12 months of the birthday. So we add on another 3 months. Okay, continuation. So right, and we're linking. We have to add on 3 plus 3 months, complete a year. But yet the 9 months is what is 3/4 of that year, which is 75%. So we have to remember these calculations. 75% is also what is 3/4. 3/4 is what is noted to be 25, right? So you can use number 25. So listen to what we got. We got 3/4. So quarter is 25. We got 3 of them. We got 7/10. But 3 and 4 come together. 4 over 3, 3 over 4. 3 divided, 4 into 3. 4 into 3 gets chopped up at 1.333. Right. Then the other way around, it becomes 1 and 1/3. Is that correct? And 3 times 4 equals 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Right. So when you multiply it by 3, the 4 becomes the 3. But when you multiply 4 4x3, it's 12. 1 and 2 is 3. But what if you do 6x3? Well, that's 18. 1 and 8 is 9. The 3 doesn't go into 4, but the 4 will go into the 3. It's a corridor between the two. Not me. I don't have my cubes with me. They're in the house. So again, the 9 and 12. I'm just going to design the game. And now we have okay, here we can over run this one, this 22, 20, no, okay, no, 23, 24, this is 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So this first one is, I'm just writing this down, 9 and 12. The second one is 18 and 21. The third one is 27 and 30. So there are 3 direct links. I'm going to have to turn this around. Just give me a minute. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I know I say I'm going to go 10 minutes, I go 10 hours, you know? And and I just feel sometimes so like lazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here lying back and I ripped out like 20 pages yesterday. I just want to rewrite them nice. And then all of a sudden I get an idea and I says, well, the papers can wait. I says, they're already in the video somewhere. I said, if we just all gather together, if you want to know the story, if you want to get deeper into the story, you want to know how the story comes together, I'm looking to create, let's see, a game. Imagine you play a game, some kind of Roblox game. I don't know, All-Star Tower at Defense. I don't know it, right? And then you learn something about, oh, look at the construction of the building. Or someone who's some sort of entertainer sees how somebody else created something. So I jump in, even if I don't want to be somewhere or listen to something or hear something, I think it's important while you're awakening to a different reality. While I'm creating a school, and it's called the School of Reality, which means whether you like it, whether it's real, whether it's fake, it's what's out there, what everybody is seeing, who is joining the crowd. I heard something the other day so disgusting. You know, they had a machine back in the 40s. I think they call it ED, E-E-N-A, like the dean. I think backward it was Edna. They knew what was going to happen. Couldn't stop it, even if they knew. Could have been right in front of them, but they couldn't stop it. They could have held on to it, but they couldn't stop it. You could have told everybody, but if they did, it would continue on. But tomorrow you may not know you knew right now. So the algorithm fit into the gene. Hold on to the algorithm of what you think now and watch it play out. And you do know. It's just like the beginning of the wire when you double up the wire. The beginning of the wire where you double it up, it just becomes thicker until you split the wire together. Yeah. You know, games, when they finish the game, if they don't play properly, they're upset the whole day. But who are they upset with? Their own mind. When you can't look something you look at, it's your own mind. If you're not treating something properly, it's your own mind. If you're driving flawlessly, then you have chosen to do the best that you can do. Control the free will. Know how to use it. When you're tossing from beyond the arc, understand your trajectory, okay, where it's going to play out. Because when it plays out, guess what? You're not here alone. You're here with many, many, many others around you. Why would you want to cast your spell onto anybody else other than to share your understanding of the reality we live within? You cannot change or think of what you believe, but you can share of what you know. ABC, what we have been sold onto. Well, there's a story behind it, why it was given to us. If one has to remember, then one should know the alphabet equation, the alphabet story, geometric shapes, the compass protractor, the mixing of colors, musical notes. Musical magic knows about this. The understanding of the connecting of the gears on the poles of the clock. Apparently, there are 3 and 4 in the connection. I'll have to explain that. And if you shave down a cube on an angle, you can create gears, right? We're seeing it cubic, but most of the gears, right, that you see are like that thick. And if you start spreading the gears out with spacers, it will start to look different. Everything seems to be in block measure. Even an apple, you don't see the heart in the apple until you slice down around the core. You know, undress it completely and put it back together to know what's there. There's so many scientists that are speaking about like some of the important parts about our body is just the name itself: bone, tooth, teeth, finger, fingers, toe, pinky. Those are important. They tell stories within their own. Thumb, th, 20 and 8, 4 by 7. No, 20 is a 5 by 5 by 5, 20 connection, 4 by 5 D. It connects the crisscross. What goes to 4 4 4 4 4 4? Fire, fire, fire. Earth, earth, over to water and water. But you know what? The airwave is the other way. Did you know that? The airwave of Gemini has to jump through the hoop of fire in Leo to get over to Libra on the other side of 6. Why do I say that? The fire signs are separated by 4. You start 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth one is a fire sign. Take a look at my fingers, first and fifth, 2, 3, 4 in between. Here's the connection: 2 times 3 times 4 is your birth. Or is it 2, 3, 2? Is it 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 2? They also say the thumb is not like the fingers, so maybe it's 4 and 1. And if it was 3 and 2, like which 3 would it be? Is it because these two are sources? I don't remember something about the association of the two. I forget what it was. Um, how is everybody? I'm going to take a look down the list here. Unstable connection. So let me see what was going on. I'm going to be moving into the house in a minute. Uh, This is really weird. Uh, the channel, the social media network, TikTok, sent out a message that they're not going to let you promote yourself, right? And here they're sending me stuff. This person has not, done this, and this person has not done that. Now we have a blue kachina. Ka. So the letter Ka isn't that one of the things in the periodic table? And is it China or China? Right? I had good china. I have fine china. I have fine gold. I have a fine tooth comb. What is in fine? Did I get a fine? Is it a traffic ticket? CH is what is part of the cubic itself. All the master numbers rest inside C and H. It's not C, it's not just H. What is C? C is 3 made up with A and B. When you go from A into B and you associate it into C, the A becomes the split house. In between the A resides A, but it resides within the mother inside of A. The A letter to the left and to the right, you are the I that resides between the two mothers, but you're in the house of the father. That's the I letter, the ninth letter. Maybe we'll call it the baseball bat, right? You can go all the way around. Yeah, where was I? Gift, gift. Yeah, so yeah, I was with Kachina, China. Yeah. So, animal, animal, land, and land animal and man on day 6. The soul came in, it was the angle. So what angle what it was on, right? And if you had angle, that means how do you create angle? You had to have what did we need? We need what height? We just needed an angle. We had a corner. Every corner, okay? Well, it could have been a wall to have angle. We could have been up a wall, right? What kind of angle did we have? Just give me a second. I have to think of this. 3. Okay, yes, 3 has the first possibility, okay, to complete 360. When you flip them on top of each other, well, it's going to be 6, it's going to be perfect. But what is 6 and 6? 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. 1 times 2 times 3 equals 6. 1, 3, 5, 7, in where I connect 1 and 3 with 2. I connect 3 and 5 with 4. I connect 5 and 7 with 6. And I connect 7 and 5 with 6. I connect the I of 5, 7, 5, 17 with 6 and 6, connecting 5 and 5 to 7. What it is it's 6 areas, 1 area, and 6 areas for 13. But in that, what is 7 is just a 1 area space that connects 6 and 6, so it seems a little confusing, right? So 1 and 7 are the highest and the lowest on a cube. 1 and 7 is also what can be 1.7 void, in which can be located on the dice cube when you see the 1 dot and when you see the 2 dot. Where the 2 dot is, it includes a 7 background. You have to see this. Can I turn this camera around at all? This is like a little trippy. Like I'm looking up there and I don't know if you can see that. Wow, the whole face just disappeared out of nowhere. Wow, just when I took out the camera, those clouds, that big, I don't know, running horse or something, the dog, the poodle, the lamb, and then the other one over here. Look, it looks like the bunny rabbits are all. You see that? The 3 clouds over here. See the darkened face, the light face. See the duck moving forward. Then you have the higher one in the sky. Oh, this one just got up and started running. They're like inside some kind of race. I don't know, but I just turned around and all of a sudden they're disappearing on me. What I don't like sometimes when I do these videos is, well, I had to pick something off the floor. Is many times I do it. Is I get involved. I don't really want to get involved. I really want it just to be the numbers. And when I do get involved, to say why these numbers touch these numbers. At the same time, what I want to say is I believe or I think or possibly, because I have to be open It's not a closed door. The only time it is a closed door is if I say 5 times 5, it's 25. Don't ask me again. But if I say 5 times 5, right? Unless I'm asking if it's, but what time is it, right? No, so 5 times 5 is what is 25. And then it becomes what is 5 times 25. So I have 5 quarters. Now, if I'm talking about quarters of the year, if I have the quarters of the year, if I have quarters of the moon cycles, okay, or, right, quarters of the moon cycles are 3. So if I go 3, 3, 3, 3, I can't do it. I can't do 4, 4, 4. How do you get the 13? We're going to have to go another year. And we'll go another year. So what we do is we get 13 times 4, and that's 52. For the 52 weeks, the 52 cards, the 13 cards from ace through king. Ace through king equals to 91. A through I, AI. You come into the divided house, born onto the power of the Christ. The 44 that you see, the house of Abraham, that's when you split the ace in half. Let me see if I have it. I got artwork for a good piece of all my work. I got the artwork to show for it. I'm not coming here empty-handed. If I can show it to you, okay, you can question me. No, that's not what I wanted to. That's not what I want to show you, right? So if you take a look at this, right, the colored in pink and the 2 stripes at the top, and the colored in pink and the 2 stripes. I'm gonna just see if I can show you this right here. Because this is drawn down, I can ignite these 2 stripes here. This one is a different color. This one I left the way it was. This one came down here. So when you're drawing it this way, right, you're drawing the number 2. Here, 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 and then down here. Or it could be the 5, but all in all, take a look at it. It can be the EE coming together on the cross. Yeah, that wasn't the picture I really wanted to come out with. I didn't like that piece I just sold you on. Here, yeah, this is the one I wanted to get. Okay, that's it. Okay, this one over here. This is this piece over here, right? That's where number 7 comes out. When you run on this angle, right, you have to overlap because you count by ones. So by overlapping, you see that shadow, you can show that it's just a corridor. The overlap is the corridor of the rib, the support, and the connect between here and here, between what is Aries, going over to Gemini, coming over to Leo, ending up in Libra, then coming down over here, okay, back to Leo, and then over here, we're going to come back to Gemini, and then over here, we're going to come back to Aries. When we go up, down through here, there's 2 different pieces I did on here. I created a rib-like style. When I come down here, right, okay, oh, before I do that, let me tell you that when I take Aries and I take Gemini, I will shove Taurus over them to join them together. 1 and 3 joined by 2, they share the same corridor. The 3 and the 5 share the same corridor in Cancer, Leo. Also in Roman numerals, they will create the letter V when you get to 4. So right away when you get to 4, which is the ending association of what is A with a single line, single dot, as they use in Roman numerals or in the Maya, So when you get over here, you're at 4. Now 4 is going to connect 3, which is Gemini, Cancer, over to what is Leo. And like I said, Cancer 4 will have a V1 connecting the V over to what is similar and alike as what is E5. And what is alike in each one of the first 3 will have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 in Roman numeral dictation. And over here it'll be 1V. When you connect the 5 or the 6, when you connect the 6, it'll be V1, counting that it's the 1 to the hearts, okay, of what is the 5, connecting what is 7 and 5, noted to be what is EYE, or the I. There are 2 of them. The uncalculable one, and calculable for those who desire, for those in science, is this one over here and these up here. These are all reflections and they all get numbers. I use different games. This one here is, I used a game of pool. And when I used the game of pool, and I used 15, because according to Saturn Square, 15, right? When I do that, I come over here, they crisscross. This second area here that's below the equator here is a crisscross. It's the joint of here and it's joint of here. They interlock, creating the 88 constellations, creating the 88 up here. 88, 88, 176, or what is 77 to what is 7 to what is 7. The true numeric value here is 5611. And the true numeric value here is, hold on a second. I'd have to just think about this because I'm not used to, oh no, okay, I can give it the pool value. So this is 2, so this would be 4. So this would be 56 and 4. So this would be 2, 4 divided by the 7th gate, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. Yeah, so over here, right, because we had 5, 7, 5 over here, when we come down over here, we owe 7, and then the halfway space between 7 and 6 and 6 and 5 is going to be 8. And 8 is going to overlap 6 and 6. So when you overlap 6 and 6, what happens is 1 and 5 is 6, and 6 and 2 is 8. The numbers themselves, I mean, 6 is not 6. 6 is a combination of 9 and 6 equals to 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. What is 8 and 7? 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. Those are your first power moves in tennis. 1 and 5, 2 and 4, 3 and 3, and every single one on the cube has a reverse. You don't go more than 6 numbers at a time, and the basic binary is 9999999. If you go to the program rate, I'm going to tell you, if you'd like to watch something, I suggest very important, I believe, is to download anything to do. It's a YTV programmation. Usually it can be downloaded on usually most of the major, whatever you want to call them. It's called Reboot, Reboot. The characters in it are Bob, Enzo, Frisket, Al's Diner, Fong. You notice in all these things, Yod, Fong, right? You know Yod, Fong? Yod, Fong. I don't know how to explain it. The OD and the OG association, very important. The D is within the 2468, where the G is what is made up of what is 7 equaling to what is 1 and 6. So if I said 2468, 1 and 6 is 7. So if I said 2468, 2 and 5 is 7, I have 2 and 2468. And then I have 3 and 4, and I had 2468. So you can see, whoop, let me take the background off. So you can see, am I looking at that? You can see, I have to see myself, that when you did not use 2468 with D, is the 7 over here. So with the 7, to create it, you need the 1 with the 6. You need the 2 with the 5. You need the 4, right, with the 3. The 7 itself is not like what is 1, 3, 5, or 9. In the deck of cards, it shows the dot section, although it's to the center of the section, it's in the upper section, unlike the same ace position on the card, which is identical to the three, the ace, the three, the five, and the nine. You see, you have to write everything out. You have to see the word. You have to see how many letters are in the word. Ace, three, five, and nine, first of all have the one thing in common. They all end in E. The five and nine, I like about five and nine, they both numerically are 42. The nine can be reduced to 28 because it has a double letter. So it can be associated with an association, meaning that one of the associations, when removing 14, it equals to 28. I know right away it's with one of the cycles of the moon of what is 28. In three, there's a double E. 3 equals to 56, which now is going to tell me about 51. And 5, whoop. And 9 is going to tell me 28 and 14, 42. The word 5 is made up of 28 also, and 14. 3 is made up of 28 also, and 28 and 28, and then ace is made up of what is okay, just give me a second. I need a little bit of water. I'm going in there, coming back, checking the messages, going inside, and I got 20 pages ripped out. It's like I'm never gonna finish, and I have to rewrite it myself, because if I don't rewrite it myself, every time I over something and over and when I find something, yeah, I don't know who it is. I got to get a drink out of the fridge. Be back in a second. Oh God. Yeah, so I'm just gonna drink this water. Just give me a second. Just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 sec. I need to get water for the dogs. I think I need water for the dogs. Water, water. Okay. I don't know if you can see me. I like to wear my tie to work. These are, I call them paisleys. I've liked them ever since I was very, very small. I never knew why. Looks like little whales in themselves. It's like they can wrap their tails around each other just like they did in Avatar. Yeah, so where was I? Let me take a look. Um, you know what's really funny? Hold on, let me wipe that phone. There's 50 hearts. We didn't even make 100 hearts. Usually, right, I break 100 hearts. 89, 95. Oh, 96. Oh my God, that's too many. Stop. Okay, heart. Okay. So, let me see where I am with this, and I'm really excited with this. I get excited about everything because when I see something, I mean, I already said, "Oh, I know where it goes." You know, you get a piece of the puzzle, and you go, "Oh my God, it fits here." I've been doing this for 20 years. Don't forget, even if I don't know what it means right now, I know it fits. Right? When you classify, imagine you go to sleep at night, and somebody does this to you and puts 1,000 words right in front of you, every single one with the same number. That's a lot of work. You have to compare and compare. You become overwhelmed with it. It is extremely overwhelming. So take a check at this connection. Take a check at this connection. How's everybody doing? You know what? I should really tell everybody what I need to tell people, but I never want to tell anybody, especially when we're two. Okay, this is going to be for the upload. We'll be closing down in 5 minutes. We're only two. We're going to come back on at 3:30. Okay, and here's what it is. What is ace 3, 5, and 9? Okay, ace 3, 5, and 9 is where the ace, we're going to call it the one. Sorry, this is wrong. Oh, okay. I'm going to use that, and then I'm also going to do equals 9. What we're going to do here is this one equals to 56. This equals to 42. This equals to 42. 1, okay. And then we have, okay, so you know all that. So what we get is we get fire, 38. We get Aries. We get cardinal. We get February. But it's not really only February, right? Or why don't we just call it February's? And then we'll have Janu or Anu, and it'll be Anu Airy, or how about Anu Aries, right? When you say Anu Aries, right? Arise. The I and the R are what is 99. They're the base creation when one intercepts what is two, one between two. Okay? In the house is divided. And you divide it right over here. This is where the I comes in, right? Here is your crossing or your plank. Your H connects here and here. If you want to cross, how do you want to cross through? And this spells Hinz. It's also what is 25, 45, 25 and 6, 31, 51, 26 and 18 is 44, 51. Mars, 1, 5, vibrate at 432. Is it Hertz? But it doesn't matter because you see Heinz, right? The reverse alphabet is H, is S. The letter I is R. The letter N, okay, is M. The letter Z is A. So what do you have? You have Ma, A, M, R, S. And this here is your 18 and your 19. Okay, it's the harmonic of the equator. Equator uninterrupted of 36. If I interrupt this with a cross in between, I will have to add more numbers. Already, this is part of the cross. Why is that part of the cross? The hexahedron. 2160, also known as 3476, or how about 3/4 over 5 over what is 6/7? So you got 10/10 over 5/5, 10 crisscrossing over what is 4/6/10 to what is 3/7/10. Here is your airwave. This one over here is the water coming into the earth. And somehow it passing is through 5, and these are the oceans. Let's call them oceans A live, okay? But when you go A live, okay, this is 54, and it represents the sun, the split creation, the E-worlds of the sun. Why? These are Roman numerals. This is number 50. This is number 4. Do not deny that this letter over here can be done over here and can be done over here. And you know what? Call it delta. Is it a delta faucet? Is this what it was? And was it the part of the delta dawn? You know, starting with this, right? This is 500. D is just the second level of B, where the house crisscrosses. Here is a B connect, and here is a B connect, creating D 500. It's a Roman number. The numeric value for the word sun, 19, 21, and 14, where this design over here, and this design, I can't see so good over here, right? Hold on a second, let me think. Okay, the split, I'm just trying to see which way to do this. Yes, okay, so this here, okay, is number 5, and this is number 5, right? And this is number 7. But here, okay, it's the 20th letter. This one over here is the 18th letter. It's the R. In between, after the R, the S, the 19th letter, exchanges to be the 6th. And then T and then U comes over here, and you have S and U. When it gets split by 7G, the G is the one area space A that goes in between. You can call it the Aussies if you want, but you can call it the old USA, split up between Route 66 and Route 80, which are the constellations. 8 times 8, 64. 8 plus 8, 16. 16 and 64, 80. 6 and 4 equals to 10. 1 and 6 equals to 7. 17. This is your silver cord, the northern part. When you're talking about air, my question is, when you talk with air, do you talk about air pressure, air waves, frequencies? What goes along with the air, right? What's in the air? What does it mean, air? What is this area space between me and you? How do my ears hear? And you're going to hear this by Musical Magic. Okay, very, very good. Um, there's just one thing I don't understand on his channel, which is really bothering me since this happened. I'm not afraid of the Matrix. I'm really not. I'm really not. Could they do no worse? Right? If forever is forever, or is it never forever? Right? Something can hold you if you don't believe. Right? But I do know 1,000% one thing. Whatever it is, whatever I share are the algorithms of tens of hundreds and thousands of years old. And they just fit like a glove into today. Where are these books? I know the geometric shapes is part of the books. The 12 inches, not for nothing. Why is it 12 inches? Is it because it's 1/3 of 36 inches, which could be 360 inches, right? Right? We show right away that 1/3, okay, which is 12 inches, okay, that means if you have three of them, you have 36 inches. You have 36 inches, you have a total, well, times 10, sorry, you have 360 degrees. So if it's times 10, you need to start off at a noyau, at a heart, and then you have to go around. Why did you end up going around 360? Why are we going around the circle 360? Okay, we needed a noyau. We needed to be somewhere around the noyau. The eye in our eye is a noyau. It is what it is for whatever that is around it. So for whatever the 360 that goes around this ring to go around the wider ring, to go around the wider ring, and as it goes wider, it's also opening up. It's, you know, as it's going wider, it's not going wider just like this. It's going wider and outwards and outwards. And it's only moving, okay, if I get this right, it's moving at between 1/5 and 1/6. I'm not really sure which one to use because the position you are in right now, if I'm standing here and I'm already in the game, remember, no matter what happens in the game, add one. Add one. To get into the game, you start with the one to get into the game. So does that mean we enter the game, right, with Aries? Right? We entered the game with Aries. Aries is the split house. Coming into the game. He's coming into the game. This is Mr. I Am. Da-da, 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 da. Yes, I started off as the letter I. Yeah, I had to straighten out my feet, turn my back up, and have a mirror reflection of myself. When I'm roaming around, you can see me as R, 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 right? I'm the sweet sunshine that brings everything together. I am the divided heaven. I bounce around. You can also call me Jacob on the ladder. Woo! Hey. Boop, boop. Hold on a second. Let me read this stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go in. I'm at 13 over here. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna take about 35 to 40 minutes to charge some stuff up, but I just want to look at all the comments. So far, we've had no comments. Oh, somebody says, hello, Hope. I'm not Hope. Am I Hope? Are we all Hope? Hello, Hope. Hello, Hope. You're donging You see, I can't see. I'm in the sun. So doing. What would it be without the ing? Like, what if we had ing and we put, like, I wish I can have like an interactive screen where I can go, let's put ing like over here, and I'll put the letter S, like the equator is S and R. So if the equator is S and R, so, because you need like a dimension to it, right? You need three for a dimension. You need three for the dimension. Running on a 45-degree angle this way and counting across one, two dots, three dots to complete an area space. Okay, you must complete this dimension, counting on the angle. Did I ever show you that before? Hold on. So when you have this over here, right, that dot there, let me just write it out. All right. Now what happens is I'm going to run this. When you go this way, 1, 5, 9. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So when I do that, I will end here. You can see what's outside the area space to complete. I will have these three here and these three here supporting. Hold on a second. Okay, so thank God it's my life. So yes, you have the 159. But if you're using the calculator and something else, it'll be something else. But regardless, this way you can see it runs by fours. Plus 4, plus 4. If it's the other way, it's 3, 5, 7. This is where the 7, 3, 10, okay, come in. 7, 3, 10, 1, 5, 9. Although this is fire, 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 right? By fours, I must jump through the fire over to this side to reach my 10, unlike the 10s over here, right? Unlike the first connection, fire, fire. But when Gemini goes over for fire, right? Gemini 3 connects with 7 Libra. Also to note, did you know Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, is with this 7? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I have found 4 or 5 big Hebrew connections. I don't know any of the big stories, but just to know that on this day and this day there's no shul, and we omit this and omitting of time, it's anyways. Yeah. So this is the USA over here. They're on each side of this 7th gate, and that is what is known to be 6 and 6 or 6 and 8. What is 6 and 8? It's 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 3. The reverse of this, okay, is what's going to be 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 8, 8, 8, 6, 6, 6. Yeah, I'm going to look at the rest of these. Yes, doing very good. Thank you very much for asking. I am frustrated. A couple of things happen, and yes, is my personal life on this? Absolutely, has been here for 20 years, and I have said many, 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 many things that I think were pertinent that others that I know myself, because I'm really supposed to be here alone talking to myself, writing the resume, and somebody picks it up and they know what to do with this. Go ahead. So I had like 2 encounters in the last couple of days, like 2 things thrown into my face, and it's way too funny. My nephew is the funniest guy. It is just so perfect. So perfect. He told me something I would have never found out, because he never really, he minds his own business, but he shares things. It's just being honest and upfront of what's going on, nothing bad. He says you can take it as you like, doesn't have to be true. And he told me a story, and I just couldn't believe the story. Oh man, I'm going through the whole weekend eating my gut. I don't know if I should get involved, not get involved. It's so simple. It's just such a simple case. But it's protection, it's security. Is it, I asked ChatGPT, is it any of my business? And you know what it answered? It answered like this: if you think it's going to disturb the other person and ruin your relationship, then mind your own business. And then, right, if you don't share your knowledge with someone else, not telling them what to do, but giving them the options, even if they already know and you've said it 3 times before, I'm ready to strike out on 4. Right? Because I see the pain, I see what's going on, and to think about the situation just went over the top the other day when I'm going to use some cartoon characters. When Reggie, okay, goes up to Sir Reginald with his father, and he says, "You hear what happened?" He says, "Yeah, I heard what happened." He says, "Can you tell me the story?" He says, "Oh yeah." Says, he's trying to run the whole place, just trying to, run the whole place. And okay, trying to just run the whole place, and everybody was so upset with him, and he was never happy. So he just quit. You want to hear the story? Somehow little Bo Peep has lost her sheep, except with my son, he lost these 2 sheep. And the guy Reginald, I'm not going to say it's my brother, okay, knew about it and stared at him in the eye in his pain and anger upon himself when all he wanted to do the best, when he saw everybody, right, on their cell phone working at a dangerous job. They're on their cell phone, staring, talking to each other. They're rapid when they're rapid and doing nothing when they're doing nothing. But they give no love to their job. And then a bird came really close to him, and the bird said to him, while he was cleaning up and putting the company parts in order, the bird said to him, "I see you have touched my stuff that I have not touched in 9 years. Filthy and dirty. Why did you touch my stuff and separate my stuff from the company's stuff? How dare you? I am going to lift my wings and swat them against your hair," said the bird. And this, my son, picks up the phone and calls me and tells me what the bird said. I can hear the quiver in his voice. And as he's telling me the story, I hear the bird coming along with the baby birds. And then the father bird comes along, the one who takes care of the other birds at this place of refuge where they all come in to make their bacon. They call it the house, the workplace. "What are you doing with that cellular in your hand? Are you recording the situation? You don't trust me?" said the bird. And my son said nothing, and then the question came twice. "Who are you recording? Who are you talking to?" "Put down the phone," and my son was talking to me. And the big bird came over and grabbed the phone, and as I'm talking, "Please don't hang up," the phone hangs up. And the rest of the story is he says to my son, my son is a botanist, well, whatever you call for flowers. He had a shop set up. He says, "Take your stuff, you should go do it elsewhere." After he gave him the rights to do A, B, and C, turns around just to make others happy. Swindling for 40 years that I know this bird that flies up in the sky. And it's a bouncy bird. Just keeps bouncing up and down and just lands. Well, I'll bounce over this one. I'll walk under this one. I'll go around this one. Oh, it doesn't matter about that bird. That bird never remembers anyway. And so it really doesn't matter, And this bird has so many faces, but there is one thing about this bird. It has a family, the eye of the family, to making sure that everybody sees him in his own image. And I haven't said basically anything because I know when I do, I don't know how to talk to birds, I guess. It always ends up to be my fault because my wings are flapping too much. I have been silent for many, many years. I know the way out is to do your own thing. To hang with the cats that want to hang with you and leave the birds alone. 33, 3 times 3, 9. 3 plus 3, 6. connecting by the one extra point. Do we need that extra point that keeps us wholly divided to the 13th moon is my question. That keeps us divided to the 7th day. That is my question. Why are we not running the time on the clock 6 and 12? According to numbers, right? According to numbers in leap years, according to the numbers 6 and 7, we should be in the year. Let me do the calculator. No, I'm not going to go away. But according to numbers, we must remove 2,000 days. Right? We must remove 52 times 2,000. Do you know that? We must remove 52 times 2,000 equals to 104. Which equals to 52, which equals to 2613. Why? Because there is no 13 moons. The year ends, okay, on December 2nd. That's when the year ends. The year ends December 2nd. It is the 336th day of the year. On December 3rd, right, it's the new year. It's the beginning of the 13th moon. 336 days instead of 364 or 365.25. So we have to take off 29.25. Blackjack. 72. 6. Okay, if I calculate it also, and 10-4, also note 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 6, 12, 18, 24. So you took 4 of them. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. Took 10 of them, eh? That's right. Only 3 and 6. Take 4 to repeat. Every other one other than 9, which repeats on the second one, repeats on 10. And all combinations of 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8 which is 3, 6, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. No, there's no co-hosting right now. Perhaps a little bit later. So, invite you to co-host with one other creator. I don't know if I can co-host. Maybe I can jump in and then I don't know what this is about. Can't co-host somebody who's holding up boxing gloves and doesn't say what they do. Hold on. That picture has all elder Futbark rune combinations in it. You're going to have to tell me which one that is, Miranda. Again, I missed this. Which picture were you talking about? Hold on. And I really have hardly any phone left. Oh, boy. Oh, yes. So, really and truthfully, hold on a second. Hold on. Wow. Yeah, I've got less than 5%. It's 3:15. I'm back at 4 o'clock. Back at 4 o'clock at the latest. Back at 4 o'clock at the latest. I'm going to be inside. I can't walk. Ciao. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, I'll just leave for the last 3 minutes or the last 1 minute. Yes, I'm just going to promote myself if you don't mind, right? Number one, if you like it, share it. If you understand it or you don't, or it's tweaking you, send me a PM. It costs nothing, absolutely nothing. If I'm going to get anything back to help myself out, let it become in the future. But right now, the word has to get out regardless. You know, there's nothing that can stop me other than them cutting the computer. But right here where I'm staying, they ain't cutting no computer out, you know. So I'm not worried about it. And I shouldn't have to worry about it because I think I've been blessed for the last 20 years. Maybe, you know what? I've been blessed for all my life. Now, what does it mean, be less? That's what some say, but B is also an association of 13. It's also an association of the letter R, of being born onto the hyperplane. The L and the B is what is 2 times 6. What is the second half or the smaller part, the Tzolk'in calendar, N through Z 260. The reverse of that is 51. Did you know that Heinz 57 equals to Mars 51? connects direct to the moon, male and the female. Just if you believe in this science, if you have some questions that are in the Torah, you have some questions in Quran, if you have any questions in the Hebrew or whatever it is, Christianity, doesn't matter. Do you know why? Right now, I have a video. I think they removed the sound. I can put it back up. Is they were saying that more than 60% of this planet, or 70, will be of one structure, but the structure has many, many, many flaws in it. It is just unbelievable. But also within all these flaws, and what's beautiful about this is every time there is a difference, there's an algorithm. And through that algorithm, you can find out, okay, the differences, and through observations, you can reconnect, okay, the understanding amongst other religions. There's many put togethers and branches. So thank you very much. I'll be back. Help support. Let me look at those comments. I must look. I must look. Somebody's got a comment again. This, that, the other thing. Join live. Okay. No, no, no. Yes. Mathematical concepts. Live, 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 and like. Everybody know LIV is 54. It's love within the divided sun. Who am I? Who are we? Working on transferring every card of the tarot to a neutral circuit. Yes, that's absolutely good. And also write down every number and the basics of the name. Very important. And align up your alphabet to 360. Uh, the one that looks like a triangular grid. Okay, I'm going to have to bring it out. Please bring it up again. I think it's the one that is the pull game, or the alphabet. Pinball Wizard, yes. Miranda, hey, hey, hey. Okay, gotta go. I'm 1 second. Boom, bang, I'm gone.